Hello top 11 managers around the world. Welcome back to your channel Mamun Prefer Gaming Top 11. Mamun Prefer Gaming Top 11 always provide top 11 content. I try to cover all the top 11s, events and top 11s topic. So if you are our top 11 managers, you got to subscribe this channel because I'm going to help you with this game. And not only just help you, but also I'm going to entertain you. Today I'm going to show you a very important topic. You all really want this topic. You want to play against weaker opponents. I mean, you always face very challenging opponents. The opponents are very big, super big. I mean, the gap between you and your opponent is always huge, like 20%, even 30%, and it is almost unwinnable sometime in your league or in your Champions League. Sorry, it's not Champions League anymore. I mean, it's the Elite League or Gold League, and you find really difficult to win against them, especially in semi-final and final. Most of the time you're doing well, but you are losing to them in semi-final, quarter-final or final matches. You get easily frustrated, and as a result you delete the game or you don't really come to play the game again. So what you need to do here, today I'm going to show you valid way you can get weaker opponents. So I'm going to talk about both the events and regular tournaments. I mean by regular tournaments like League, Elite League, Gold League, guys. So first of all, I'm going to start with the events, guys. Events are very important to win tokens. First of all, when it comes about the 8-phase tournaments, or you can say 8-stage tournament, those tournaments or events are super easy to me. Some find it more difficult, and many of you claim that why do you have smaller opponent? Why do you have weaker opponent always and you win those events? Some say I use money, but I don't use money. Many of you already know why I cannot win money. Anyway, so now the thing is very simple, guys. In the event, if you look at my squad, I always keep 1% player. Guys, the trick is here. The hidden trick or secret, whatever you say, is here in the 1% player. Before it was also in regular tournament. You could use easily this trick in regular tournaments, but now you cannot use this trick in your regular tournament. But guys, you can still apply this trick in the events. Let's explain it in more detail. As you can see, most of the players are on the bench, and the reserve bench I have 1% player. Some of the players are going to 1%. They're gonna be 1%. Many managers do not even know that their overall team, the overall quality, or you can say overall percentage, is depending on the 14 players. Yes, guys, the top 14 player. They actually count the top 14 player in your whole squad. Yes, guys, top 11 system, they count only top 14 player, and then they do average on these 14 players. So you will have to understand that top 14 players are counted. So now when you have 11 players are bigger, as you can see, all my 11 players are bigger. I have also one player, guys, in my bench who is bigger. Generally I don't keep this player just before joining an event. Usually I sell this player, so that means I have only 11 players who are bigger, who are 5-star, 6-star or more than that, but other players are 1 to 2%. Usually I keep only 1%, but some of the players are 2-3% because I am making more 1% player. Now some of the players are auto given. Sometime when you do not have all the available players in your squad, they give auto generated player who is gonna be sacked soon. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna sack the player just before joining a event. So now the thing is clear, guys. Once you have 11 players, they're gonna count it. So if you have all the 11 players are bigger and other players players, all the bench and reserve bench players, one person, the total can be very, very low because it's 14 players. So you have 11 players bigger, but 3 more players who are one person. So basically, these 3 players are gonna be added with your whole 11 players. That means the total of 14 player. So as you can see, my team is now 111.6%. If I put just one player even in my 11 1% player, that means 10 of my players are super big, but one player is just 1%. So that make my team suddenly 111.6% from 126%. So can you believe it? 16% difference within just one player. That means just excluding one player, you are gonna make the team 111% from that percentage 126%. So this way, if you reduce 2 more player, it's gonna be dramatically more and more lower percentage, the overall quality decrease. So basically, if you have 10 big player who are crazy good, crazy big, but only one player who is 1%, that actually doesn't matter. That doesn't affect your total performance because 10 players, they are good. Sometimes one player can perform badly even if he is bigger. So it happens. So one player will not affect your game. And now if you have 10 player bigger and more 4 players who are weaker, 1%, then guys, dramatically your percentage will be decreased, and overall your players, your team quality is low. Now, if you are in an event, guys, let's say in an event, your opponent always close to you, or he can be even 10% bigger than you. Let's say your percentage is showing 111% that I showed you before. Because you actually excluded one of your big player from the main 11. Still 14 of your players are not bigger. Even if you put 11 player, 3 of the players are 1%. Simply try to understand that. Now even if you exclude one more from the main 11, then you will have 4 smaller player, 4 1% player. That will significantly decrease your overall percentage. Now the opponent you are going to face, in the final, in those sort of events, let's say 8 stage events and 60 token you can earn, the final opponent will have all the 14 players bigger. Now overall percentage will be similar to your overall percentage. If you have 111% player, 111% team, then you're gonna get an opponent who is gonna be nearly your percentage, like 115% or 10% even, similar to these. But you are actually 130 plus. In reality, you are actually 130 plus, because if you had 14 players, all the bigger player, you could have more bigger percentage. That means 130 plus. Even if it is not, even if you are 126% that I showed you, you are still bigger, or you are still closer to your final opponent. That's the simple thing, guys. That's the simple equation. So you'll have to watch the full video, listen to me carefully, and you will know. Basically, sometimes some people just open my videos and just listen to only 1 or 2 minute skip, and they do not really listen all the things, and they do not understand. So it happens in previous videos as well. I already said something very important that they wanted, but they didn't watch the full video and they did not get the message. They comment negatively. So anyway, the whole theme is simple, guys. You will have to understand these equation of 14 players, and you will have to have 1% player. So if you do not know how to how to create 1% player, then you can watch my previous video on how to create 1% player. So anyway, Now let's talk about the regular tournament, because you also need to win those tournaments, not only earning tokens from those events, but also you'll have to win trophies. Now it is clear that you cannot get weaker opponent by just putting 1% player. It used to be, and we used to win all the season quadruple, doing this trick, but no more it happens. Now, as it doesn't happen, you have another simple trick. For these, you'll have to decide that you're going to play 2-3 season to win titles, all the titles, and you're going to stay out of winning titles. So that means you're gonna target 2-3 season to win titles, and you're gonna keep break. I mean, you're gonna take break for 2-3 season. So basically you can take only 1 season break, or sometime 2 season, and then you can play straight away 2-3 season, even 4 season if it is possible. So it can happen. How? Basically, guys, if you are not winning any trophies for 2-3 season, if you see that all the big players are there and you cannot win, the trick is here. You will have to downgrade yourself. How? Basically, you'll have to put all your 1% player and play against those difficult teams, and you lose. Simply, you are losing deliberately, and you are going out of top 8. That's it, guys. When you are out of top 8, you're gonna be downgraded. Maybe 1 season or 2 season you require. I mean, generally you need 1 season, but mostly 2 season. And then what will happen? They're gonna downgrade your team to a lower level or lower percentage. It's not lower level, but it should be lower percentage team. And then what you're gonna do after 1 season or 2 season later, you're gonna suddenly, guys, you are gonna bring big boys in your 11. That means simple as that. 2 season you're going to continue with very low percentage players. Your team will reach to 30-40% or 50% team, and usually your opponent will have 70 to 80% team. Sometimes it can be like 80% team or 90% team. So what are you going to do? Suddenly 2 seasons later, you're going to purchase all the big guns or 5 to 6 star players. And now if you have 2 season break, guys, then what will happen? You will have many team play drills, you will have many rest packs, you will have many tokens as well. Now you're going to use them after 2 season, and definitely you're going to create a team full of big players like 5 star or 6 star, I mean, compared to the opponents. And your team will be 100% or 95% to 110% or even 120%. So your opponent will be nearly 80 to 90% at most. He can be maybe even 105% or like that. This way you're going to be bigger than them, and you can easily win against them, and it can continue for 2-3 seasons as well. So you can apply this trick as well to win regular tournaments. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do always appreciate you guys for watching my video. And please subscribe this channel so that I get inspiration to make more quality videos for you.